everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sailing Volupia. Sorry it's been a while, but we have been so busy, as you'll see in the video, stripping the engine back and things like that. We are currently up in Hartlepool because Rob's ship is based up here having a refit, and it means that we can see each other every night, which is absolutely amazing. But we've decided on another adventure now, haven't we?
Yeah, so this video is all about stripping the engine down. I'm halfway through making another video as well of putting the engine back together, and then I've got some footage. We were in quite a rush from when the engine was fixed. We've done some sea trials, and then we were in quite a rush to get the boat all the way along the south coast and then up the east coast up to Hartlepool. With my ship being in refit, what we thought was happening is I'm leaving the ship in September time, and then the end of September, and then we were going to sail back down to Plymouth, and then I had to go for me last posting, my last draft before leaving the Navy in two and a half years time. But the ship's asked me to stay on for another year, so I'm going to stay on HMS Protector for another year. So it means I get to go down the Antarctic again, so hopefully I'll get some good footage in the winter while we go down there. But back to this video. So what we've done is we had an awful lot of help. I remember in my last video I was scratching my head saying I'm not too sure if we can afford a new engine or how we're going to fix this one. We were contacted on YouTube by a fella called Mark who lived local in Foy, and what a massive help he was. So he was like, yeah, there's no reason that you can't strip that engine down and do it yourself. And I explained to him my mechanical side of it is zero. I knew how to do your daily checks before you switch the engine on. We're doing them on the Navy boats in work, and sort of that was it. But while lockdown was happening, the Navy had us doing 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So in that time, my 2 weeks on, I was just doing loads of research, doing loads of talking to Mark about what jobs we're going to do, and then I'd drive down from Middlesbrough to Cornwall where the boat was and where Jen was waiting for us, and then start work stripping the engine down. So I can say now it's absolutely brilliant because of the help from Mark, that when we do go cruising, we do end up in the Med in 2.5, 3 years time, that when things go and we're living on a budget and I haven't got a full wage coming in and stuff like that, and we can't afford an engineer, I know an awful lot about the engine now. I don't know everything about it, but I know an awful lot. So thank you very much, Mark, you are a legend. So as Jen just mentioned, we are currently in Hartlepool. We've been that many places.
I know, yeah, feeling crazy.
It was a bit of a rush to get a boat round here, so we didn't do that many videos. Didn't get the drone up as much as I wanted to, and I still have not mastered, well, when I say not mastered, I've not got the balls to set the drone off the back of the boat while sailing. So we're just going to concentrate on the let's learn how to sail properly sort of thing, because this boat's a lot bigger than the Squires Lady that we used to have, and the boat before that was 23 foot. Yeah. So yeah, so we had quite a good sail up here. I'll stick videos of that on over the next couple of weeks. But what we are doing is we're going up to the Caledonia Canal in August, September time, which will be really good. So we're going to go up the east coast of the UK, or the rest of the east coast of the UK, then east coast Scotland, in the Caledonia Canal, spend a week going through the canal. We're going to come out into the west side of Scotland, finish, visit some of the locks and stuff that you see on the Sailing Scotland Facebook page. So that's absolutely amazing. So we'll visit them, and then depending on lockdown, because some places are still getting local lockdown, on the way south, what we'd like to do is when we finish with the Western Isles, we'd like to go to possibly Ireland and then Isle of Man. But while we were making this video, somebody told us that the Isle of Man is still in local lockdown, so those ones are going to be decided closer to the time. But it'd be nice to visit because we've got a friend in the Isle of Man, so we get to see her. And then yeah, our final destination for this season will be Liverpool Marina. So, Buyer's been in Liverpool Marina because I'm going to be going back to the Antarctic with the Navy and that. Jen's going to be living on the boat full time, but obviously she's going to be on her own. So we're better for her to be in Liverpool, and she's 20 minutes away from family. We're in Liverpool city centre in a marina, and we've been in that marina there before, so it's quite a nice marina.
Yeah, it's nice.
And we're still waiting for an answer off Liverpool Marina. So they've told us it's a possibility that they can get us in. They just need to do some numbers and stuff like that, possibly waiting for people to get back to them, and they'll get back to us to let us know if we have a spec. So the plan will be up Scotland, through the Caledonia Canal, spend a couple of weeks in the west coast of Scotland. Then if they say they haven't got room for us, it'll be back through the canal, which is, it's always been a lifetime dream for me to go through the Caledonia Canal. So if I get to do it twice, it's an absolute bonus. And then we'll come back down, and then we'll winter in Hartlepool, which is an absolutely amazing marina.
Lovely.
And it's about a third of the price of everywhere else.
Yeah.
Super cheap. So we don't get much change out to 6-7 grand for this in the southwest to Beneteau First. In Liverpool, I think it's 5.5, 6 grand. Yeah. And in there, I'm sure it was something like, when they give us a quote for the year, it was something like just under 3 grand. So it's a lot cheaper to be there. Yeah. But obviously we want to be in Liverpool because Jen's next to family and that, and then she can get some work and stuff while we're there, while I'm away. And then I hopefully leave this ship August next year. So once I leave the ship, we'll leave Liverpool, go down the west coast of England and Wales, and then finish around in Plymouth for my last posting. Spend the last 2.5 years in Plymouth, and then set off possibly to the Med, as long as we haven't fell out with each other or sailing by that time. Yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. This video is not too detailed, it's just a quick overlook of how we done things and what we done. And I know we keep saying it every single video, but we'll start putting them out hopefully weekly now, and it is every single time, but things get in the way. But we've got enough footage here on my laptop to get a good 3 or 4 videos, and that's before we start heading up to Scotland. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you later. As we earlier mentioned, our friend Mark was sending us over photos, videos, and we're having quite a lot of phone calls on what steps to do next. So I needed to start by stripping down as much of the engine as possible so we could try and find out the problems. So I started with the rocker cover and then took the alternator off. I borrowed a camera off my mate Mark to see if we could see any problems before we stripped it down anymore. So now that I could see inside the heat exchanger, you could see that there was the potential start of block-ups on there. Also find little bits of rubber as well, which I'm guessing were from the old impeller.
Oh, you gotta watch this. Brilliant. You gotta watch it.
What is it?
I'll tell you, just sent me
So over my 2 weeks off work, you can see that this engine is really needed a good overhaul. As we dig deeper and deeper, as we're taking parts off, we keep finding more and more problems.
Do you want me to knock that battery off, love?
What battery?
That battery.
What's it on?
13.
Sleeping. So taking the rocker arms off, this is one of the first parts that's looked okay up to now. That's all off in the bucket. So next step is to take all these bolts off. I've started loosening some of them off. They're coming off quite easy. I think it's because they've been lubed by the oil the whole time. From this picture, this engine at the minute looks like something that you'd find in a skip. In one of our earlier videos, we changed the two front engine mounts, but we couldn't get the back ones, so we thought we'd leave them to a later date. So while we're taking the engine apart, we're trying to get the back ones off, and we're having no joy at all. So what we had to do is get the angle grinder and cut them off. So now that we've got the old engine mounts off, we lifted the engine into the main cabin. Having a little investigate, we found an awful lot of pitting in number one piston. So that's would have been a problem in the future, but it wasn't a problem this time. So started digging deeper into the engine, and everything's starting to look all good. You can see from these pictures that we stripped it down quite a lot, and everything was good on this part. So after we stripped the engine, we got most parts into the tender and then went down the river into Foy. Then we climbed what felt like the biggest hill in Cornwall with all the parts to our friend's house, so we could start the work on them up there.
So we're just at the boatyard now. We've been towed over from our pontoon and we're just waiting to be lifted out, and then we can change the stern seal and fit the new engine bottom, and then rebuild the rest of the engine and get on our way.
So we waited 3 months for the boatyard to be open. Now it's open. They were pretty full, pretty busy, so I had to wait an extra week. And they said what they can do is, because we're only changing the stern seal, they'll lift us out, leave us in the crane overnight while we do the work throughout the night, and then pop us back in on the high tide the next morning. So that was good enough for us. So while we were out, I was away in work. So Jen and my friend Mark done all the work for us. So Jen scrubbed the bottom, checked over the anoids, checked the seacocks, the prop, and then started the work on the stern seal inside. Before we were lifted out to change the stern seal, what we've done is we've done a little bit of research and then phoned up the company that was written on the stern seal and asked them, can I have a like-for-like replacement? And they told us the last time they made that model was, I think it was 1999, and they're only meant to last 5 years. So we realised that at the latest it could have been bought, that stern seal should have been changed 15-16 years ago. So this video's fast forward by about 15 times, and you can see how long it takes, and this is just the alternator. So we had to scrape all the old paint off all the external parts of the old engine and any new parts that we replaced, so that we could start priming them and then top coating them with some paint that we got off parts for engines. Now we stripped the engine down and cleaned it up and give it a degrease, it was time to start ordering the parts. Ordered a full gasket set. We ordered most parts off Parts for Engines, absolutely brilliant. I'll put the link below if anybody hasn't used it, but enough everything I bought for this project was off Parts for Engines or ASAP supplies. So thanks for watching, everyone, and as you can see, Jen's sitting there quite funny. She's done a back end at the minute, and
never ending injuries.
She's struggling to move at the minute, so yeah, so you can do this to her, and she just
oh, don't make me laugh at it.
So anyway, she's got a sore back, but she'll be better in a couple of days.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
But I've still got a couple of days of work before we set off up north, so hopefully she'll be better before then. If not, we'll just wait till she gets better. But thanks for watching, and I want to give a big shout out to Mark Hines, who's helped us loads. Thank you, Mark. I know I said thank you at the start, but what a legend of a man. Thank you very much. And if anyone who's not, we're members, anyone who's not a member, it might be worth going on the RNLI website. Those lads, if you ever get in trouble off the UK coast, those lads come out, and in all sorts of weather. We watched one go out the other day, and it was a massive storm. Yeah. And we followed them on AIS on our phones, and we're seeing them going out, and I'm guessing it was probably 5-6 metres swell. It
was horrendous. It was such a bad night.
And yeah, they were flying out there, and I spoke to one of them the next day, and he was like, oh, that's what we do. They're unpaid lads, and I don't know, they're volunteers who want to help people. So absolutely amazing, but it's not funded, or not that I know of, funded by the government. I think it's just funded by people being members, people giving them donations and stuff like that. So we're a member. I'll stick the link in below, but it'll be worth everyone, if you've got the time, going on the website, and if anybody's in the financial place to join as a member or give them a donation, the link will be below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ta-da.